Selena Gomez suffers from a rare autoimmune disease. How is she fighting it, and what do doctors say about her diagnosis? From the outside, Selena Gomez seems like a classic pop star, whose path to fame began with Disney TV series and continued with a scandalous affair with teenage girl idol Justin Bieber. On closer inspection, however, her story is not so simple. Gomez went through poverty, attacks by haters, harassment by paparazzi, and not only did not break, but became the face of an entire generation. At the end of 2013, the artist was as close as ever to giving up everything. It was then that she learned that she suffers from a rare autoimmune disease, systemic lupus erythematosus. As part of a series of materials about the difficult fates of celebrities, Selena together with doctors understand what lies behind the diagnosis of Gomez, which many learned about thanks to the series Dr. House, and what are the symptoms and dangers of this pathology. I'm not a model and will never be one. In mid-February 2023, singer and actress Selena Gomez published a video message in which she harshly responded to numerous negative comments from users who reproached her for being overweight. The 30-year-old artist said that she got better because of the medication against lupus, which she has to take again because of another exacerbation of the disease. My medications are important and I believe they help me. When I take them, my body retains a lot of water, and that is normal. When I stop taking them, I tend to lose weight. The minor side effect is incomparable to my health. Gomez added that it is important for her to be healthy mentally and physically, so she will not give up taking medication just to meet society's imposed beauty standards. She also reminded that she is not a model and will never be one. She then advised all critics to finally stop shaming people for the way they look, especially if the changes in their appearance are caused by illness, a disease reminiscent of a wolf bite according to the International Classification of Diseases. Systemic lupus erythematosus (SLE) is a chronic autoimmune disease of unknown etiology. Simply put, this disease occurs when, due to disorders of unknown nature, the immune system begins to perceive the cells of your own body as foreign and attacks them. This, in turn, leads to the development of inflammation in organs and tissues, including joints, skin, kidneys, brain, heart, and lungs, and the progression of multi-organ failure. The term lupus, derived from the Latin sanus lupus translated as wolf, is believed to have been first used in the early 1800s. It was originally used by doctors to describe the skin lesions caused by common lupus, skin lesions that resembled the bites of a hungry wolf. This Latin term was then added to describe SLE as well. The exact causes of the development of this disease are unknown. Rheumatologist, therapist, FGBU United Hospital with Polyclinic of the Office of the President of the Russian Federation Marina Popova said that for predisposition to it is primarily responsible for heredity and hormonal status of the person. Potential trigger factors include the following: stress, provoking neuroendocrine changes that disrupt the functioning of immune cells, and genetically predisposed people, infections that disrupt immunoregulation, Epstein-Barr virus, cytomegalovirus, Coxsackie virus, herpes simplex virus, and others. Toxins, including some medications. More than 100 medications are known to provoke lupus-like syndrome. Physical factors that can cause inflammation and tissue damage, including excessive UV radiation, hormonal disorders. SLE is a disease of predominantly women of childbearing age, with the peak incidence occurring between the ages of 15 and 40. According to Popova, the age of onset can vary from childhood to adulthood. SLE in childhood is characterized by a severe course with a high percentage of marked organ disorders. A much rarer disease is SLE after 50 years of age. This age period accounts for no more than 18% of all cases. Recently, the predominance of men among elderly patients with SLE has been noted. How does the wolf disease manifest itself? Systemic lupus erythematosus is very diverse in its clinical manifestations, and their severity can range from minimal to very severe. It is noteworthy that the symptoms of SLE can periodically appear and then disappear. The year of bad news: Selena Gomez was 21 years old when she learned that she was sick with systemic lupus erythematosus. The artist's popularity was at its peak then. She was considered a welcome guest on red carpets and TV shows, did a lot of filming and performances, started a tour in support of her debut album Stars Dance, and suddenly in late 2013, the singer suddenly canceled several planned concerts and announced a break in her career. She explained her decision by her desire to spend some time alone with herself. True, journalists quickly found out that for some reason she decided to do it in a rehab clinic. Selena's fans and tabloids immediately began to guess about the reasons for the pause. There were different versions, from depression because of the breakup with Justin Bieber to problems with drugs and alcohol. I don't even know what the media really thought of me. Drugs, alcohol, partying. The tone of the messages was so disgusting. More than anything, I wanted to say to everyone, you have no idea what you're talking about. I was furious that I had to justify myself. It wasn't until 2 years later that Gomez confessed her true reasons for being in the rehab. She spent more than 2 weeks in the intensive care unit, and then underwent chemotherapy and psychological rehabilitation to overcome a relapse of systemic lupus erythematosus and return to normal life. I became fixated on my problems. I was diagnosed with lupus. I had to cancel my tour and just be by myself to get things back to normal again. In 2015, Selena was again in the clinic. Because the first course of chemotherapy did not help, she had to undergo another one. In addition, against the background of lupus, the singer developed depression and anxiety disorder. Panic attacks began. Lupus nephritis and kidney transplantation. In September 2017, Gomez shared on social networks a photo in which she was captured lying in a hospital bed next to her best friend Franca Reza. Thus the singer informed her fans that due to complications of lupus, her kidneys almost failed. After the doctors ran a bunch of tests to check my kidney function, they told me I had lupus nephritis, one of the complications that lupus-red patients face. They said I needed a transplant. Fortunately, my best friend decided to give me her kidney. It is the most precious gift of my life after the organ transplant and rehabilitation. Selena's physical condition stabilized, but her mental health still left much to be desired. She developed obsessive thoughts that the surgery didn't work and the disease would return again. To cope with anxiety, Gomez had to spend several weeks in a neurosis clinic, where she attended group therapy courses and worked with a psychologist. Selena admitted that although she still occasionally suffers from depression and panic attacks, which are side effects of lupus, it was helping others that helped her overcome her psychological problems. Lupus, kidney transplant, chemotherapy, mental health issues, vulnerability in public, all of these things honestly should have broken me. Every time I went through something, I thought, what else? What else am I going to have to deal with? And then I said to myself, you're going to help people. That really keeps me going. Of course, if it were up to Selena Gomez, she would prefer to never know what lupus is. But then she wouldn't be an example and support for the millions of people who had to go through the same thing. Yes, she realizes it herself, so she never tires of repeating that she is grateful to fate for all the bad chapters in life. After all, it is thanks to these trials that she has become stronger.